Hi there, boys and girls. It's me, Rona Barber, the storyteller, and I've got another little story for you. Once upon a time, there was a little tortoise called Teddy, and he lived with his mum in the house of Mr. and Mrs. Brown. And during the day, both Teddy and his mum would be out in the garden. And it didn't matter whether the weather was good or bad, they were always out in the garden. They liked to be outside. And one day, Teddy decided that he would like to investigate round about where he lived because he had never been outside of the garden. And his mother was busy chopping up leaves and gathering a little bit of supper for them when he suddenly decided he would go off on a little wander. And he did. And he went under the hedge and came out the other end. And he really didn't know where he was. And of course, nothing looked familiar because he had never been there before. So he started to nosy around a little bit, and he went along the side of the hedge, and then he crawled under the hedge and found himself in another garden. Now that's all well and good, except that he didn't really know where he was. And suddenly, this great big beast came hurtling towards him, a great big, hairy, scary dog. And it was absolutely terrifying. So Teddy drew his head inside his shell and just sat there and thought, oh, I wonder what's going to happen to me now. The big, black, hairy, scary dog said, hello there. Who are you? I've never seen you before. Well, this voice didn't really sound very scary, so Teddy wasn't just as frightened as he was a minute ago. But he didn't say anything. And then the big, black, hairy, scary dog peered down and stuck his eyes right inside Teddy's, almost inside Teddy's head. Come on then, come out and say hello. Teddy still never made a sound, could hardly breathe. And then the big, hairy, scary dog said, well, if you don't want to talk to me then I'll just go away. And he started to wander away. And Teddy couldn't resist it. He wanted to know a bit more about this big, black, hairy, scary dog. And he didn't seem so scary now. So he stuck his head out and he said, hello, my name's Teddy and I'm a tortoise. And the big, black, hairy, scary dog said, well, I can see that you're a tortoise and it's nice to know that your name's Teddy. He said, my name's Jake. I live in this house here. And he nodded over his shoulder. Where do you live? And Teddy said, I don't know where I live. He says, I live in the garden just along there. I said, what number do you live at? Oh, I don't know, he said. Jake said, well, I live here and I'm at number 8. You really should know where you live in case you ever get lost. And Teddy just realised he was already lost. He wasn't quite sure how to get back. Couldn't remember when he went out from under the hedge whether he should turn right or turn left. So he said to the big, black, hairy, not so scary dog, I don't know where I live and I don't know how to get back home again. And I'm just thinking, my mummy will be worried about me now. She'll wonder where I am. Oh dear, maybe I should be getting home. The big, black, hairy, scary dog said, yes. I think I better help you to find your way if you don't know where you live. He said, come on, let's go. And he bounded over the hedge and Teddy crawled under it. And when he got to the other side of the hedge, the big, black, hairy, well, not so scary dog said to him, right, which way do we go now? Teddy said, I'm not sure, I can't remember. Because tortoises don't have very good memories. In fact, they've got very poor memory. He said, I'm not quite sure. So the big, black, hairy, not so scary dog said, well, I'm going to jump over this hedge, have a look in this garden, and I'll come back and tell you what it's like, and you can tell me if you live there. So the big, black, hairy, not so scary dog jumped over the fence, came back 2 minutes later and said, there's a whirligig in that garden for drying the washing. Teddy says, there's a whirligig in my garden. He said, and there's French doors that open out onto the garden, and they're painted blue. Oh no, that's not my garden. No, my doors are not painted blue. Oh dear. Don't worry about it, said the big black hairy scary dog. If this isn't your house, it must be the next one. So he went to the other side, jumped over the hedge, had a look around, came back and said to Teddy, there's a big red plastic ball in that garden. And the door's painted red, and there's a door at the side of the... He never got to say another word. Teddy said, that's my garden. That's my ball. He said, that can't be your ball. It's 3 times your size. He said, I know, but I like to try and kick it about. And I don't do very well with it, but it's a bit fun. Well, we better get you home. So the big black hairy scary dog jumped over that hedge and Teddy crawled under it. And just as he got through the other end of the hedge, he saw his mother coming out from the different side of the hedge. And she was overjoyed to see him, but she was also a little bit angry. Where have you been? I've been worried out of my mind. You've never wandered off before. And Teddy said he was really sorry. He said, I didn't mean to get lost, Mum. And the big, black, hairy, not so scary dog said to Teddy's mum, I was a little bit worried myself because he didn't know where he lived. Everybody should know where they live. And his mother said, I've told you countless times, you live at number 7, Red Row Grove. I forgot, said Teddy. She said, well, you better get it into your head in case you ever get lost again. But you're not going to, are you? Because I'm not going to let you wander off again. And Teddy said he was very, very sorry. And he thanked the big, black, hairy, not so scary dog and said, thank you so much for bringing me home. But I've learned a lesson today. Everybody should know where they live. And I'm not going to go out wandering again, but please come back and see me here in my garden and we can play with the big red ball. And the big, red, hairy, not very scary at all dog said, I'll look forward to that, Teddy. See you soon. Bye. Thank you.